Hello, what's up? It's your El Maestro at nagbabalik na naman tayo ngayon para sa isa na namang informative video. Bago tayo magsimula ay nais ko muna kayong batiin ng isang magandang araw. Kung bago ka lang sa aking channel, huwag mong kakalimutang mag-like, mag-comment, mag-share, mag-subscribe sa aking YouTube channel at hit mo na rin ang notification bell para ma-notify kayo sa lahat ng mga bagong videos na aking i-upload sa mga susunod na araw. Ang video natin ngayon mga kamaestro ay tungkol sa General Guidelines on the Implementations of RPMS or Results-Based Performance Management System for School Year 2020-2021. So dito mga kamaestro ay tatalakayin natin ang ilang mga mahalagang bahagi, ilang mga mahalagang impormasyon patungkol sa ating RPMS for School Year 2020-2021. Alam naman natin mga kamaestro na magkakaroon tayo ng konting adjustment dahil sa mga nakaraang taon tayo ay nasa face-to-face learning, samantalang ngayon namang school year na to tayo ay nasa blended learning. So normal lamang yun mga kamaestro ang ilang mga pagbabago para sa ating RPMS. So dito rin mga kamaestro ay bibigyan ko kayo ng free soft copy ng RPMS tools and materials. Halimbawa dito ang CO2 rating sheets. So lahat po ng materials na makukuha ninyo sa ating YouTube channel ay mula po sa official FB page ng DepEd Philippines. So hindi po ito pag-aari ni El Maestro. So ito po ay muli, sharing is caring lamang para po mabahagian natin ang lahat ng ating mga kamaestro, higit sa lahat po ang ating mga subscribers sa ating YouTube channel. Okay, so panoorin nyo po hanggang sa dulo para mas maintindihan natin at para malaman din natin kung paano ba makukuha yung ating free soft copy. So, ngayon po sasabihin ko na ang ating pong free soft copy ng ating RPMS tools and materials. Halimbawa po dito ang CO2 rating sheets ay makikita po ninyo sa ating video description ng ating YouTube channel, and ilalagay ko rin po ang link ng Google Drive link sa comment section. Naka-pin comment po yan sa pinakataas na comment. Andyan nyo po makikita yung mga link para ma-download din nyo ang iba-ibang mga tools and materials na may kaugnayan o magagamit ninyo sa ating RPMS for School Year 2020-2021. So wag na nating patagalin pa. Tara, umpisa na natin. Alright mga kamaestro, so magandang araw muli. Bago tayo dumako sa ating RPMS Guidelines for School Year 2020-2021, i-clarify lang natin yung PPST at saka yung RPMS kasi parati ito yung naririnig natin, no? During the previous school years. Ito parati yung naririnig natin, no? RPMS, PPST. So mayroon tayong konting katanungan. Is PPST part of RPMS or is RPMS part of the PPST? So magkaugnay ba silang dalawa? No? So PPST is not part of the RPMS. So malinaw dito, hindi siya bahagi ng RPMS. So PPST is a standalone document. Ibig sabihin, magkaiba sila. No? Magkaiba sila, hindi sila iisang dokumento, no? So alam naman natin yung PPST, ito yung standard na ginagamit natin, no? Ito yung standard for professional teachers. So ginawa ito para ito yung maging basihan natin, no? Para ma-prove natin na pag na-reach natin itong standard ay matatawag natin na tayo ay mga professional teacher. Alright, in the same way, RPMS is not part of the PPST. It is a pre-existing system requirement from the Civil Service Commission or CSC. Okay, samantalang ito namang RPMS is bahagi siya ng requirement siya ng Civil Service Commission. So system requirement. So kumbaga yung RPMS ay naka-base lang siya sa PPST. Kumbaga ang ginawang standard ng RPMS is the PPST. Okay? Pero hindi sila iisang dokumento kasi nga PPST is a standalone document. Alright, so malinaw po yun dito mga kamaestro. Alright, so dako na tayo dito sa Guidelines on the Implementation of the Results-Based Management or Results-Based Performance Management System RPMS for School Year 2020-2021. What is the purpose of the memorandum? It's provide comprehensive guidelines to all DepEd schools in the implementation of the school year 2020-2021 RPMS in time of the COVID-19. So alam naman natin, tayo ay nasa pandemya, tayo ay nasa pandemic, at naiiba ang modality na ginagamit natin ngayon. So that's why magkakaroon ng konting pagbabago in terms of the guidelines of the RPMS for school year 2020-2021. Pero the same lang naman. No, the same lang, mayroon lang siyang konting pagbabago. Hindi naman siya totally ni-revise, no, yung ating RPMS. Kumbaga, siguro sabihin natin mas pinasimple, no? Mas pinasimple siya kasi nga tayo ay nasa distance learning. All right. So, it presents the tools, protocols, and timelines in the implementation of RPMS as anchored on the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan (BELCP) of the department and aligned with the delivery of instruction through the learning delivery modalities (LDMs) appropriate in the context of local conditions and consistent with the COVID-19 guidelines and regulations. So bakit siya naiiba ngayong school year, no? Because dahil nga tayo ay nasa pandemic, tayo ay nasa pandemya, kaya natin ginagamit yung ating distance or blended learning. So iba-iba tayo ng modality na ginagamit. Hindi katulad ng mga nakaraang school year na tayo ay nasa face-to-face, so uniform, no? Uniform yung ating RPMS, no? Ano yung COT1, COT2, COT3, COT4, no? So uniform tayo doon, no? But this time, syempre, iba yung modular distance learning approach, iba naman yung approach ng online distance learning, di ba? Kasi kung if you still remember, we are using different kind of modalities. So we have the modular or printed modular distance learning, we have the digitized modular distance learning, and we also have the online asynchronous, and then we have the online synchronous. No? So we are using different kinds of modalities, no? Bawat teacher. So that's why magkakaroon tayo ng pagbabago sa ating RPMS guidelines. Alright. So, for teachers, school year 2020-2021 RPMS cycle and timeline. So, ito yung timeline. Kailan ba natin siya ginagawa or kailan natin siya dapat gawin, yung ating RPMS. So, for the first column, we have the phases of RPMS cycle. We have the test activity. We have the persons responsible and then schedule. So, for phase 1, we have this performance planning and commitment. So what are the activities or what are the tasks? Capacity building activities, presentation of RPMS tools in the time of COVID-19, self-assessment with the initial development planning. So who are the persons responsible? Of course, we have the regional office, school division office, school head, the raters. So kasi alam naman natin na pwedeng maging raters yung mga master teachers. And of course, the ratees. Ito naman yung mga teacher 1 hanggang teacher 3. Alright, so kailan yung kanyang schedule dapat na ginagawa or gagawin? So we have January 2021. So we have performance monitoring and coaching. So what are the tasks or activity? We have monitoring and coaching, mid-year review with development planning. Alright, so who are the persons responsible? We have the school head, the raters, and then the school head, raters, and then the ratees. Alright. So, ito. Kailan naman siya dapat gagawin? So, from January to June 2021. So, malinaw naman dito, no? Ang timeline niya is napakahaba. So, we have a long preparation. So, mapaghahanda ng maigi natin itong ating RPMS. Hindi naman to kinabukasan ay hihingi na sa atin, no? So, we have January to June 2021 para sa monitoring and coaching, and then for the mid-year review, so we have March 2021. Alright, so ito yung ating mid-year review, no? March 2021. Okay, for phase 3, we have year-end review, so performance review and evaluation. So ito na yung ating responsible, of course, the raters, the ratees, and approving authorities. So, yung usually yung approving authorities natin, yung mga nasa schools division office natin, no, yung ating superintendent, yung ating assistant superintendent, okay? And then, yung schedule niya is a week after scheduled graduation. Okay, so, and then we have phase 4, the performance rewarding and development planning. So, ways forward development planning, the ratees, Okay, a week after scheduled graduation. And then IPCRF data collection, school head and the raters. So, a month after scheduled graduation. So, ito na yung IPCRF data collection natin, no? So, isasubmit naman natin to, or gagawin naman natin to, is a month after the scheduled graduation. Okay, so malinaw po yun, no? So, kung ang graduation natin is June, so malamang July. Ito kakailanganin. Itong ating phase 4. Okay. Now, we have the school year 2020-2021 RPMS objectives. So, based on the priority PPST indicators. So, for proficient, no? Pag ikaw ay proficient teacher, we have here, number 1, we have applied knowledge and content within and across curriculum teaching areas. So, the weight is 8%. Then, number 2, we have the ensure the positive use of ICT to facilitate the teaching and learning process. The weight naman is 8%. Number 3, applied a range of teaching strategies to develop critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills, so which is 8%. And then establish a learner-centered culture by using teaching strategies that respond to their linguistic, cultural, socioeconomic, and religious backgrounds. The weight is 8%. Number 5, planned and delivered teaching strategies that are responsive to the special educational needs of learners in difficult circumstances, including geographic isolation, chronic illness, displacement due to armed conflict, urban resettlement or disasters, child abuse, and child labor practices. So the weight is 8%. Next, we have used strategies for providing timely, accurate, and constructive feedback to improve learner performance. The weight naman is 8%. Next, number 7, we have selected, developed, organized, and used appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address learning goals. We have 8%. Next, set achievable and appropriate learning outcomes that are aligned with learning competencies. The weight is 8%. And then build relationships with parents, guardians, and the wider school community to facilitate involvement in the educative process. We have 8%. Then participate in professional networks to share knowledge and to enhance practice. 8%. Developed a personal improvement plan based on reflection of one's practice and ongoing professional learning. So we have 8%. And then performed various related works activities that contribute to the teaching learning process, or the plus factors. Ito yung medyo mabigat. The plus factor, which is 12%. Now, for the highly proficient. Alright, so number 1, modeled effective application of content knowledge within and across curriculum teaching areas. 8%. Promoted effective strategies in the positive use of ICT to facilitate the teaching and learning process. 8%. Developed and applied effective teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. So we have 8%. Exhibited a learner-centered culture that promotes success by using effective teaching strategies that respond to their linguistic, cultural, socioeconomic, and religious backgrounds. So we have 8%. Evaluated with colleagues teaching strategies that are responsive to the special educational needs of learners in difficult circumstances, including geographic isolation, chronic illness, displacement due to armed conflict, urban resettlement or disasters, child abuse, and child labor practices. So we have 8%. Used effective strategies for providing timely, accurate, and constructive feedback to encourage learners to reflect on and improve their own learning. So we have 8%. Next is advise and guided colleagues in the selection, organization, development, and use of appropriate teaching and learning resources, including the ICT, to address specific learning goals. So we have 8%. Modeled to colleagues the setting of achievable and challenging learning outcomes that are aligned with learning competencies to cultivate a culture of excellence for all learners. So we have 8%. Guided colleagues to strengthen relationships with parents, guardians, and the wider school community to maximize the involvement in the educative process. So we have 8%. contributed actively to professional networks within and between schools to improve knowledge and enhance practice. So we have 8%. Next, we have initiated professional reflections and promote learning opportunities with colleagues to improve practice. So we have 8%. And last is performed various related works and activities that contribute to the teaching learning process or the plus factor, which is 12%. Alright. Now, things to remember. So ito yung tatandaan natin mga kamaestro, no? So there are only 2 classroom observations for this school year. So unlike before, unlike the previous school years, we have 4 COT. Now this time we only have 2. So we are only required to have 2 classroom observation. So classroom observation 1 is between January and March 2021. So kung hindi pa kayo nakakapagpa-observe mga kamaestro, so you still have the chance. So lahat tayo mayroon pang chance because today is only February, no? February 1. So mayroon pa tayong almost 2 months or more than 1 month para mag-prepare sa ating classroom observation 1. And then for our classroom observation 2 naman is between April and May 2021. Okay. So yun. So we have enough time, no, to prepare for our classroom observation 1 and much more time to prepare for classroom observation number 2. Okay? 3 options of alternative classroom observation. Alright. So alam naman natin sa mga nakaraang school year, mayroon lamang tayong face-to-face classroom observation, which is obserbahan ka ng inyong mga rater sa loob ng ating mga classroom habang tayo ay nagtuturo. But because we are in the blended learning, so we have now 3 options. The first one is the online observation, which is applicable for those online learning teachers, especially the online synchronous, na kung saan habang nagtuturo ka online with your students via Google Meets or any other social media platform, the rater is also there, no? Nanonood din. And then habang nag-observe. Okay? Kung ibig sabihin, kasama sila sa klase online. Okay? So ito yung ating first option. Now, may mga katanungan kasi dyan. What if nagkaroon ng internet problem or internet connectivity issues or nagkaroon ng power interruption during your classroom observation? So alam ko naman yung ating mga classroom, yung ating mga rater is mga very considerate naman yan sila na bibigyan tayo ng another chance to reschedule the online observation. Kasi nga, kapag nagkaroon ng mga ganong mga scenario, mga unexpected na mga pangyayari na hindi naman natin inaasahan, so hindi tayo mabibigyan ng tamang observation, ng tamang rating kapag hindi natapos yung ating online class. So, much better na magpa-reschedule tayo ng ating online observation. Okay, so wag tayong mangangamba. Now, the second one is the observation of a video lesson. So, ito naman, pwede siguro to sa mga modular distance learning teachers na hindi sila nag-online class. So, pwede kayong gumawa ng isang video lesson and then ibibigay mo yon sa inyong mga rater para bibigyan ka ng rating according dun sa napanood nilang video lesson. Okay, so lalo na yung mga teacher YouTuber dyan na katulad ko. So alam ko you are very familiar on how to make a video lesson, a presentable video lesson. Okay, so pwede po yon, no? And then the third one is the observation of a demonstration teaching via learning action cell. So kung ayaw mo ng online observation, ayaw mo rin ng video lesson, so pwede itong option 3 na gamitin mo, observation of demonstration teaching via learning action cell. Alright, so hopefully ay mayroon kayong mga nakuha sa ating mas pinaikling explanation about the RPMS guidelines for school year 2020-2021. Philippines official page. Pwede nyo rin po siyang ma-download sa ating YouTube channel mismo. Nakalagay po ang link dyan sa ating description ng ating video, and then sa comment section po ilalagay ko rin po siya. By the way, ito pong mga materials na to ay galing po rin mismo sa ating DepEd Philippines official page. So hindi ko po ito pag-aari. So sharing is caring lamang po. Kaya ko siya in-upload din sa aking Google Drive para mas madali pong makuha ninyo, lalo na yung aking mga subscribers. So hindi na kayo mahihirapan pang maghanap. So ulitin ko po, nandiyan po ulit siya sa ating video description, and then nasa comment section po yung Google Drive link. So ito po yung mga pwede nyo makuha. Una, itong supplemental documents. So ito po yan, marami po yan. Pwede nyo po siyang basahin. Kung mayroon po kayong hindi naintindihan sa aking explanation, no? Kung mayroon po kayong mga clarification, so pwede nyo po siyang basahin dito. Pwede nyo po siyang i-download sa inyong mga laptop. Ayan, no? So lahat po ng patungkol sa ating RPMS nandyan po. Next is ito yung pwede nyo pong makuha, RPMS version 2018. Ayan, yung manual. Nandyan po yung ating manual. Next is ito po yung pangatlo na folder, PPST Resource Package. Ayan. Ayan po. Kompleto po yan. From objective number 1 hanggang objective number 11. Alright. Next is other associated tools. We have the ESAT. Ayan. Then next is COT forms. Ayan. So COT forms or the rating sheet. We have their COT RPMS rating sheet for teacher 1 to 3. We also have the master teacher 1 to 4 na rating sheet. And we also have the observation notes form. And then last is the COT RPMS Inter-Observer Agreement Form for Teacher 1 to Teacher 3. So lahat pong yan, lahat po ng mga materials sa ating RPMS for school year 2020-2021 ay makikita po ninyo sa ating video description and then sa comment section, naka-pin comment po yan. So dito na po nagtatapos yung ating video tutorial for this day. Maraming salamat po. Once again, El Maestro. See you on my next vlog. Bye-bye!